Hey guys, welcome and good evening to another space with me. My name is Kalu Aja. I'm going to be your host for the next 3 hours maximum. We're of course in this space we're talking the economy, personal finance, and money. Anything that talks about money, you get it here every week, but we make it.
Thanks for giving up your space, Michelle. Thanks for hosting, and thanks for inviting me to be co-host. I would love it if we can be supportive and also be inclusive of everyone. And so that's kind of where I come from. And Candace, like you.
Anybody that is manipulating is always going to lie to the very end, So, yeah.
But like they don't even lie good. That's what I'm mad about. Like I don't care if they lie. Like just make it like interesting and like I saw through that like immediately. I was like, man, I know the end of this
Well, what's
story.
crazy
Everybody
is
loses their money. This is not fun. Like a good liar is like a good film director. Like they come in and it
do you
shows
know
they
who's
care too. It shows they care. I'm stealing this from Tim Dillon, by the way. He just said this the other day. Tim is I like him. He's a reasonably good comic. And he said that lying shows that you care because it shows that I care enough about you that the situation, I don't want to tell you the truth because it'll hurt your feelings, or I don't want to tell you the truth because like something else, like some other reason. I don't know. He didn't give any other reasons. It was just like the hurt your feelings thing. But I thought that was pretty good. Like if you tell someone like you look fat in that dress, like because it's true, like that shows you don't care. So like you got to like think about it that way. Sahil on the other hand, he just came in with that like thick Indian accent. He's like, "Hello, I get to come Kardashian," and I was like, "This isn't a good lie. This is not fun." And then we see people like buying his things, and I'm like, "Bro, shh. Like we got to get some good liars up on the stage and make it interesting." That's what I think.
well, have you ever heard of a name? Her name was Sandra Day O'Connor. She was the first woman as a Supreme Court justice.
Was she on The Simpsons?
No, she was first. She was originally from Arizona, but she was one of the longest running Supreme Court justice members, and
I
yeah,
know
she
Victoria Justice. I don't know if there's any relation,
no,
but
no. Sandra Day O'Connor is something you learn in social studies. She's a historical figure in the United States, and she had a lot of comments, but nobody wanted to listen to her comments in regards to all that what was going on, because Hollywood wanted their narrative, they wanted their drama, and unfortunately, like people thrive off that. Reality TV got people frothing for drama,
what
and
was all the comments? The comments, like there's a show on the Daily
well,
Wire now.
one of them was
Like the
that
comments are so important now. There's a whole show on the Daily Wire called the Comments Section. It's like if you thought comments were boring, like here, like put it on steroids and make a show out of the comments. It's called the Comments Section with Brett Cooper. It's an amazing idea. Take something super boring and super shitty and make a whole show out of it and put in some production value. You guys should totally watch it. I watch it every day. It's amazing.
yeah, man. So let me ask how you guys doing? Like, what's going on in your part of the world?
Well, I'm just listening to you all and walking the dog, doing some homework and stuff, man. Like, that is life. Literally feeling so busy, but yeah, having some fun with you here at the moment. And
Well,
for the rest, I'm traveling soon. Yeah, I'm planning to go to the beach this summer, renting a house somewhere. Uh, Looking forward to see what's the market going.
yeah, and
I
unfortunately, we weren't able to have James, who was a guest up here since now, but I guess David is still on the spot amazingly. And uh, you talked about German, Mr. Simka. Bist du Deutscher? Hast du deutsche connections? Do you have something related to Germany?
Nein, ich bin kein Deutscher, aber ich hatte eine Freundin in Wien und sie sprach sehr gut Deutsch und es macht die Sex besser, wenn ich Deutsch Nithya.
Okay, sounds amazing. Yeah, thanks for this. Sounds amazing. Great. And it's a great opportunity to have you guys all here and to vibe with you because that's how we live the space here. This is what we want to do in Web3. We want to make it a little bit more, yeah, a little bit more cool and relaxing instead of giving everyone a pitch. So we want to give everyone the stage to talk about themselves and be real as possible, you know? And I guess this is what we guys are here. So I would love to hear about your future plans. What do you think about the future? Do you have any plans, guys? What plans do you have, please? I, who wants to go
I,
first? I
I'm
would
I'm
say
bu-
David
I'm
first.
bullish on the future because I have a real firm grasp of reality that we don't own any of this present. We just simply lease it from the future. So your boy's gonna go out kicking, trying to make sure it's fucking kick ass.
Yeah, myself is looking pretty bullish too. Like as I was been doing for right now, for example, I'm like doing some freelance work, but I've been checking out some companies to work with. So eventually, I will get into them and let's say just growing, doing more curriculum, and learning every day. I think this is a long ride. This year, for example, in Spain, we have all this stuff with the regulation, which I don't know what's the point of that. So just getting ready, cleaning the accounts, and making all the paperwork easy for me and for the office also. And that's the close person right now. And on the future, I say pretty bullish on everything that is going on.
I'm very optimistic about the future. You hear about people who are not optimistic, and I'm like, you guys aren't looking at the situation. Like, yes, there's going to be like nuclear war and all that. Like, I mean, I heard that it takes like it's 77 seconds. I don't know how they calculated that, but they said once they first push the button for nuclear war, it takes 77, or maybe it's minutes. 77 minutes. They're very precise though. 77 minutes, and the whole world becomes like Terminator 3. And I'm like,
I mean, don't
wow,
don't
or
tempt
no,
your
no,
boy
Lost
with a good
Escape from New
don't
York.
don't tempt your boy with a
No,
good
no, no,
good
no, no, no,
time.
no.
I
That's
do better when
that's
there's no power, no electricity, no nothing. Yeah, let's
That's it though. That's it. I thought you were gonna say let's not think about that. But like that's it. That's how I look at it because like I was in the middle of like trying to like do like learn business and like be responsible. I've mentioned that in the past. Like I've got bad credit, so I'm like talking like people who are gonna repair my credit and like I'm like this sucks. Like you gotta like meet with an accountant, get all your taxes and everything all like but like, if there's a nuclear war, you don't got to do that. You can just like you don't have you just not do that. And so then the game is just have fun. You just have fun. And like that's all we ever wanted. Like think about it. When you were a teenager, you're like, well, what if we don't have to grow up and get jobs and stuff? Like, and now that's it. Like we're like I'm in my 40s and like I get to be a teenager again. I'm like, fuck it. There's gonna be a nuclear war, so just like have fun and stuff. I don't know. I think so. I'm very optimistic.
Yeah, I totally agree with you, man. Like that's why I've been training for all these years, like going to try to survive in the middle of the mountains. Like every time I do a trip, I just go back to a world with nothing and try to have fun. And yeah, lately I'm not really much worried about that. I think it could happen from one day to another, but we think too much of the future, and we shouldn't think too much of the future. One of the things I learned on the Web3, which is very important, because besides the Web3, I have my own business, which has to do with agricultural field. We do DNA research. Well, basically, I got so much stress, but on the Web3, I discovered how to manage that. I don't know, well, probably happened to you all too. Like when you're used to gain and lose a lot of money in a small range of time, at the end there is 2 points: you kill yourself, or you are like, okay, let's learn it, let's take it easy, and one day is one day, next day is the other one, and then you start not worrying that much about the things and more enjoying the free time with the people.
Yeah, like think about it. Like you're walking down Sunset. This is like after the first mushroom cloud, and like there's like there's a lot of dead people. There's probably like a lot of ash and stuff. It could be like, the air's not great. You're probably, like your car might not work, so it's hard to get to Venice to go to the beach. So there's problems there, but like think about it, like you caught us, you found some roadkill, you're eating, and you see someone else, their like clothes are all burned up, and they come up to you and you meet them. What's the chances, like if you say some racist shit, you're like that they're gonna be like pull like a Me Too on you, like that they're gonna care. They'll be like, bro, like where's the canned food? They're not even gonna care. So like freedom, man.
Yeah, 100% agree with you guys. And finally, our friend James, the presentation and the head and the founder of the Limpo DAO project, is over here, the head of Mockaverse DAO community, and the connected one to ApeCoin is on stage now. He finally made it after his business call. So glad to have you on stage. Please introduce yourself to these legends here and to the audience. And yeah, welcome on stage, my brother.
Our bosses. What's up, dog?
GM, so lucky to be here and to made it finally to the call. Straightly coming from the DAO community meetup from Limpo. It's like every Thursday, and it's quite fun to build up a DAO like from scratch actually, together with Animoca Brands, which is the owner of the main Limpo project. And it's really exciting actually going to all these building up the DAO structure process, and also like building up a council member structure and AIP teams who later can support authors or people who apply for fundings. So really interesting time beside everything which is of course going on in the ApeCoin DAO space actually, which is really exciting, and in Mocaverse. So that of course are the main projects actually I care or are most exciting to follow. And yeah, happy to be here. And sadly haven't heard a lot of the topics so far, but maybe you can give me a short.
Yeah, we dived deep into Hollywood and celebs, I guess. Yeah, so I guess we dive deep into Hollywood and celebs itself. So I guess those legends over here had a nice conversation. I guess David and Mr. Simca overtook the mic, and it was a blast so far. It was a blast so far. So I would love to hear from you. What are your future plans for you project, and are there any events you are going to join in the future, my brother?
Yeah, I think like the next event would be maybe if I really get it would be like Singapore on the Token 2049 event. That will be huge, I think. But else, ApeFest, of course, it's like already in October, and ApeFest in Lisbon it's a must go. I see Makash in the audience. I hope a truck full of vodka and gin and everything will be there. Yeah, maybe he always already has his world record bottle in the making. I heard he wants to make a like 3,000 liter bottle, so that would be crazy if that will be uh, to look on at Ape Fest. Yeah, but I think actually, if I hear like the relation to Hollywood and all that stuff, and yeah, all the celebrity meme coins actually popping up on every edge. It's funny, because like Limpo is a project which is working mainly with real world people, especially with real world athletes. So we have like uh, NBA stars, which we released the NFT collection for, or soccer players, and also like esports people, like Counter Strike players, which are famous. And one guy we have is Tony G. He's a famous poker player, and he's also like we're coming to us actually because he's like also one of the main investors in Limpo itself, to like create some kind of meme coin for his given coin poker. It's called platform, and yeah, of course, you see the celebrities, and also, try maybe to use their ecosystem, actually, for, of course, some pump and dump scammy meme coins, yeah. But there are, of course, like maybe also Wu-Tang Clan. I'm seeing doing something with the runes, yeah, and like some are trying to use it really as some kind of entry to their fan base, I would say, because a meme is, of course, a topic every fan can, in some way, maybe identify itself. It's just humor, it's no real utility to understand. And that's, of course, what makes overall meme a success in a bit in the wider masses, not the real big masses so far. But it's mainly easy to understand. You don't have to check utility. No one is talking about staking and contracts and revenue and all the stuff. It's just like, oh, that's fun, and my favorite guy is maybe supporting it. And like with Tony G, if he can like integrate the token he's making into his poker platform and give it a use case later on, perfect. So just maybe one example where, of course, celebrities can also do some good job.
Yeah, I mean,
I
and
totally agree with you. I totally agree with you on that. Like the meme coins make it fun again. Absolutely. Like take my picture, my PFP. It's a picture of a monkey, and he's like a high status, same, like he's like kind of like in the background. He's like subtly, I'm better than you, and that's valuable in and of itself. Because like if you can walk around with saying like I'm better than you without actually saying I'm better than you, because like that sucks. Like you meet somebody and you're like, I've done this and I know this person or whatever. But if you could just like wear a Rolex and not say it, then you'd be humble. You'd be
How do
like,
you say you
oh,
have diamond balls
you can
without
give
saying
everybody
you have diamond
flowers,
balls?
man. You can just give everybody flowers, man, and just be like, "Oh my gosh, yeah, I'm just a humble. I'm just like this." And but you got a Rolex, so everybody knows you're just like, "Oh, he's actually like better than me," but he's just like, but that's so nice of him to pretend like he's not. Like I feel like this guy cares. And so like that there's a lot that goes into NFT. It's kind of it's like serious, right? Like this board ape, I think it was worth like over $1 million at one point, and which is totally deserved, by the way. Like it should be a fucking $100 million. I mean, fucking look at the
I
art,
mean,
man.
you
Look at that.
you
Just
saw the
zoom
one
in
that
on
was
it,
just
man.
sold at Christie's, right? Like that's where you
Yeah,
guys got to realize like shit is really gonna pop because
yeah.
we got
Michelangelo, Leonardo da Vinci. Fuck that. Like this is like Migwash,
dude Todd.
Migwasher. I think's the guy who did this. Like Migwasher is basically like Picasso. I mean, he made my ape. Like, and so meme coins, like we don't have, there's no art. They're just like, well, that's serious. You got to be responsible for that. No, we're just gonna like go on Pump Fun and make a coin, and it's like, yeah, just chill out. It's gonna be a nuclear war. Have fun. Don't just,
Yeah, definitely, bro. I mean, like you said, okay, maybe the last months I've more felt like walking around with a Casio than like a Rolex, but that's not the point. At the end, like you're saying, it's more, it's a kind of feeling the apes brought into the ecosystem, and to be honest, their main utility, to say, was also to be meme, to be at least like fun, to be exclusive, to be a club, to be a membership, to, I mean, the most people really joined to have community and network and hoped for a Bored Ape Yacht Club house at Miami Beach to retire with their crypto millions, yeah, they made. But at the end, I think they showed also that without any utility, with the demand, with the fun, with the meme of that project, they went to 100 ETH and to be demanded. At the end, the the evaluation to exactly this, like introducing ApeCoin, introducing staking, introducing a utility, etc., etc. That's maybe was the point where they failed at the end, And we saw it also in relation to the CryptoPunks, where Yuga has like not touched it, or at least till some weeks they didn't touch it, yeah. And they really stayed like a lot more valuable and stable as out of their community value and out of their brand, I would say. The more utility and the more complex ApeCoin got and the ape ecosystem got, the more the meme and fun, the easy way was lost. And that's maybe where we know like it was more a financial product than with Blur and farming, and yeah, took a lot more interest of financial related people and not really of community and builders anymore. And still, it's for me the strongest brand. Like you said, if you appear somewhere, an Ape Fest, on other events, even if a Macy costs 1.5 ETH, everyone is just liking you. Everyone knows, oh, cool, he's in the club, or even asking you, oh, you just know, where's your ape? You own an ape, and even on 1 ETH or on 10 ETH, the guys in the club celebrate their apes. And there you see still the sentiment and their energy is in that community. And that's great to see over the years.
That's the ticket right there. It's about it's a it's the PFP. It's like you have the ape, and like I'm a shitty person in a lot of ways. I'm not a complete piece of shit, but like, like you're probably a piece. Everybody here is a piece of shit in some way, and like we're like I'm a piece of shit, but then we can put on this PFP and like you go in and they're like legend, and you're like fuck, I'm a legend now. This is great. Like I didn't have to like work on myself and go to a psychiatrist or something. I didn't have to go to the gym or like eat healthy or something. I just put on this PFP and people are like LFG, like thank you, my brother. You do so much for the space. I'm like, really? I do a lot for the space. That's a lot. I don't know. Like, so what they mean is like I put a monkey picture as my PFP. That's doing a lot for the space. So it's like really easy. Like I don't know why everybody's not doing this. Like why would you have your picture or like some logo or something? Just get a fucking monkey, and everybody's gonna be like, I love you, and they'll like tag like a banana emoji. When anything you tweet, there'll be like a banana emoji with like the fire emoji, and you're like, that's really sweet. That's really nice of you, and you get a lot of them. And like GM, obviously, every morning you can wake up and get a flood of people just going GM, and and sometimes it'll be like GM who dis or like GM LFG. There's a few variations, but it's like when you're feeling lonely, when you want to kill yourself, like it's just nice to know that there's people out there who care, mostly because you have a picture of a monkey as your picture.
Sounds hard, brother. Sounds a little bit hard, but a little bit funny. But yeah, I get your point. But I guess in case of you, it's because the people see your profile and the people see what you did and what you're doing and who you met. So a lot of people, I guess, a lot of people think that they have a benefit from it. And you represent the Bored Ape Yacht Club with your ape as a person who made good steps in Hollywood. So I guess it's a win-win situation for both sides because you're more than just welcome at the club and your person is very well known, so you present your ape and you're showing that the club is unique and is luxury and is special to the people. So as I would say, if I would start to making movies, I would and animated movies by myself, I would say, okay, let me look what movies were out there and who made them, and I'm going to come to your profile and see, oh, he's an ape, and so I'm into NFTs too. So I would feel instantly connected to you without being connected to you. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. I mean, it's not dark unless you see it as dark. It's like I love my ape. I am my ape, and my ape is me. I've tweeted that, and it's true. And but it's also true that the evolution of NFTs is like Twitter had a lot of problems. You had, it was like a lot of like negativity, a lot of people like yelling at each other and stuff. And then someone had the brilliant, they were like, what is Twitter? What is it missing? Like, well, there's just, it's like really, negative, but it's not very douchebaggy. There's not enough douchebagginess in Twitter. And like, how can we make it, how can we add the douchebagginess to it? And they're like, I know, we can make cartoon pictures and sell them for $100,000. And I was like, fucking sign me up, bro. And I bought one, and I never sold it, even when it was over $1 million, because I believe in it. Because I'm a douchebag at heart. Like, I'm the kind of guy who will drive down the street in a convertible, very expensive car, and play old Britney Spears songs. And I wear like bright colored t-shirts and bright colored baseball caps and bright colored sweats and bright colored Nikes, and none of it matches. And you guys might think I'm joking, but I'm not joking. Like, because there is like, it's like when you see a problem, like, you can just complain about the problem, or you can contribute to the problem. You know what I mean? Those are the two solutions. I don't mean to laugh. It's very simple, very it's very like, it might sound like I'm joking, but I'm not joking. I actually do. I love, like, before I started on this space just now, I was listening to the full Kesha album. I'm not joking.
Yeah, but bro, I mean that's exactly a bit like I'm saying with that old spirit. Yeah, I mean I would do like the exactly same. I hope you're wearing your hat at least like always straight and not turn around in the back. That's always looking a bit like an idiot. But at the end, like it's like you're saying, we are still just 30,000 NFTs. Yeah, maybe like 50,000 holders or maybe less. So still, if you meet someone who owns an ape, it's one of a very very small group of people, and it would stay forever like this because there are no more apes. Yeah, and it's the same like if you're running around, I would say, like with if you're an anime fan, yeah, if you run around with Ghost in the Shell, yeah, or maybe with some old style Son Goku stuff, or maybe some first edition Yu-Gi-Oh stuff, you're basically cool, and you will be the next 20 and 30 years, you will be cool and OG. And the same, it will stay with the apes forever. If they cost like $500 or 1,500 or 15,000, you will have like a status symbol which is the most known brand in the NFT crypto space, and it will stay that. Show me a guy who's running around on the conferences with his pudgy stuff. I never saw 10 people running around with their captain's NFT on their hoodies, yeah, or running on the beach party, yeah, with their I don't know, cool cats stuff. These are maybe 2 3 people, and after they are hyped, then they are gone, yeah. But since years and everywhere, you see the ape community, and you see that are really builders who are interested also to use the brand, to use the IP. They identify still simply with the club and not with the value of ETH and the actual value of NFTs. Yeah, because you also don't find any brand who really uses their IP in real world solutions like the ApeCoin. If it's a burger restaurant, if it's merchandise, gin, vodka, beer, and other stuff, you simply have a strong community, and everyone is still like supporting the others, and give you a marketing network or give you every contact you need basically sometimes. And we are also, like, in the movie industry active people who are making short movies, comics, NFT magazines. And at the end, the ApeCoin DAO is one of the main sponsors, of course, also of these solutions which are made by the community. So maybe just to make that small journey to the DAO, everyone who is interested in making solutions and has ideas and is active in the ApeCoin community or the Ape community can simply try to raise funds there. It's really an easy process, like an old school forum from the 90s, where you simply post your idea in a really simple template, and just throw in like Makash, I want to make 100,000 bottles of gin, and I need $200,000 of capital. Yeah, and at the end, the community is voting independently on your idea, and if you get the majority, 51%, you get the funds. Finish. If it's we've funded so many ideas from plushies to alcohol to games and to simply sponsor events like in Lisbon to make a good beach party because maybe we have some interesting sponsorship or something to give. Yeah. So really, I think the ApeCoin DAO actually for developers or people who are not familiar to raise funds over VC rounds, to travel over the world and speak in front of 50 people, make a presentation, give out your own equity of the company, of your idea to raise some funds. The ApeCoin DAO provides funds without you have to give any equity back or any revenue flow back to the DAO. So it's really a fund to support and develop community ideas. The only mission the ApeCoin DAO has is to give out these $300 million funds as fast as possible to the market and to the community to develop stuff. So really everyone who's motivated and is part of a group who's actually building
I wanna add one
a
thing to that.
product, they need funds.
I mean,
Yeah.
of all the communities too, like first off, Yuga's the only one that's $1 billion company. All right, like come on, numbers speak volume. Okay, numbers don't lie. All right. Another thing. Okay, there's more Docs members in the BAYC mutants and the Yuga ecosystem.
Excuse me, it's BAC, not BAYC.
All right, give me a second. I haven't smoked a bowl this morning. But yeah, I mean, like you got to look at a lot of like factors that exist in like the real business world, and like be real with yourself and look yourself in the mirror and say, hey, what am I doing with my life? And so like these are facts. These are like empirical numbers that you can't deny. Okay, so you have that fact, all right. And then so like what other groups isn't trying to just straight rug everybody and just remain anon? So you got Pudgy Penguins, right? I wonder why they flipped and are competing with BAYC, Basie, Macy, whatever you want to call it. Fucking apes up, fucking yeah. Much respect to Luca and all
because
of them.
people are into fat Asians lately.
I know,
that's
and they're
why.
also
and penguins look like Kim Jong Un.
They're also in denial that there might be other collections out there that are just trying to like cull the masses and make you dumber and think that only autistic meta matters, right? Like only buy this, like only invest retarded, like you lose your money, who cares? I think Yuga cares more than a lot of other collections. But ultimately, so you got Yuga, Pudgy Penguins. Luca saw opportunity, paid $2 million. He was like, I'm going to put my own skin in the game and really get dirty with that community. And he's done a great job with it. And he's really focused on going viral on TikTok and Instagram, outside platforms other than like this echo chamber we live in. That's smart. He's really smart. And then who else? Who else is on that list? Of like members of this society. I mean, like you have a couple different competing collections, and just because you have a higher floor doesn't mean that necessarily you're a more quality community. But I would ultimately, if you're like trying to like be serious about this industry, like I'll always like I think people just got away from the ethos of Yuga during the bear market. The bear market was tough. We grinded that shit out, but the people that are standing, they're either standing because it's a real company and a real opportunity, or they're just like really good ruggers, right? And they're just like rugging people left and right. So it's kind of like that division right now, and ultimately, it is hard to get entry as a warped ape or a mutant, depending on where and what you're doing with the world. And free money just sounds easy to people, but ultimately you face with two choices in life. You be a positive member of society or a negative, right? I'm going to be a positive, right? But that's why I was able to maintain good rapport with these ecosystems,
There's a lot of people that are anon. They think they're cool with their voice changers and I'm a hacker and all this crap. Well, guess what? No code solutions are here, so you're
I
not so
love those
special anymore,
guys.
huh? What's up?
I was just saying, I love those guys.
But yeah, I mean, numbers don't lie. Proof is in the pudding. I would keep your eyes on ecosystems that are actually here to build um, legitimately into the Web3, actual, like the real technologies, the DPIN, the ZK knowledge, no code solutions. All of those are like real applicants for me to be like supporting. And that's the 8 coin DAO. That whole ecosystem right there is like perfectly healthy for this. No matter if people FUD it or whatever, it doesn't matter. The quality of the individuals speak louder than people's FUD, and FUD only brings more attention. So bring it on.
Yes, yes, yes. There should be no knowledge, zero knowledge. That's it. That's what it's about. Too much knowledge. Get rid of it. Pump fun. Don't need any knowledge. Zero knowledge. Zero knowledge proof.
There was a coin
You don't
yesterday
have the,
that
like,
hit
it's
a
like math
billion.
without numbers, man. It's math
Bro,
without numbers. Zero fucking knowledge, bro. Like, you're not understanding. It's zero knowledge. You get zero knowledge. You come with zero knowledge and you get flowers. Doesn't matter about money because it's all about fame. Everybody's concentrated on the money. It's about fame. And it's about zero knowledge. You have to have zero knowledge music and zero knowledge animation, and everything needs to be zero knowledge. Like, I was looking for music for my cartoon I'm working on. I was like, is this going to be like Britney? Is it going to be like Becky G? Is it going to be like Ashley Tisdale when she like got into music for a while? Hillary Duff, Wake Up on a Saturday night. Like all like the best stuff ever. All the
I used
best
to
zero.
date Ashley Tisdale.
Ashley Tisdale's a boss, bro. Ashley Tisdale came into my
She
studio and she
Mhm.
fucking like took it over. And there's like engineers and like it's Ashley Tisdale's a boss.
She auditioned for the movie we were doing casting for, Ted. The Mark Wahlberg and Seth MacFarlane. Yeah, Ashley.
Yeah.
She's cool.
Yeah, I mean, come on, like to be honest, okay, Luca, great. Like you asked, like who's comparable? Maybe like we said, maybe meme coin, yeah, or maybe a 9gag or well or stuff. But the apes were there before Web3 came in, before all the gaming stuff came in, and we will survive that time where Web3 and gaming was the main driver, because we have this brand value. I can just repeat it because I see it also like in Mochaverse, which is strongly related to Yuga, Animoca brands, and also the ApeCoin DAO. They are the biggest voter and delegation in the ApeCoin DAO with over 6 million ApeCoin. And of course, they also have an own big bag of ApeCoin as one of the founders of the ApeCoin DAO. I mean, Yatsui was one of the special council founder members. And of course, they have a lot of influence there. And that maybe makes also the difference to a lot of other DAOs, that they have the support of Yuga on the one side, and on the funny relation on the other side, Animoca brands, yeah, which is of course the biggest Web3 gaming company there is, with over 100 different games and over 400 subsidiary companies. But I see it, like I said, on Mochaverse and other collections. The apes work as a brand, like worldwide. They work in the US, they work in Europe, they work in Asia, because it's also like, it's simply an ape. Like every human can make relation to apes by himself, just because out of the animal it is. Yeah. But every other thing which is out there is an anime picture, a penguin picture, or some other stuff. The apes, out of the nature, have one of the simply strongest basement of the brand which is out there in the NFT space. And I don't see any other collection which is worldwide that's successful. Even the penguins,
It's
mainly in the US,
it,
Mochaverse, mainly in Asia.
it's
So
because
they're
they need
really
a thought revolution, man. I'm with you. I'm with you. It's a thought revolution. Like, people are trying to like go for like the high quality, like 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 when I went to, when you travel outside the country, right? There's certain things you can't get like in third world countries, and you're like, I really want like some Italian food. As a man who grew up in California, used to what I want. And like, there's always someone, like in Asia, and they're like, I want to like take you to a good Italian restaurant, best spaghetti on earth. And I'm like, no, that's not what I want. And they're like, oh, well, we have another one. And I'm like, not shitty enough. This is not shitty enough. And they're like, well, what are you looking for? I'm like, and I show them a picture of Chef Boyardee SpaghettiOs. And they're like, oh, okay. And they're like, so this is better? I'm like, no, it's not better. It's not better. What are you, stupid? It's in a can. It's like, but that's what I want because I love SpaghettiOs. That's who I am. I was making music and like, do I want Britney? Do I want Becky G or anything? And someone's like, you should put Dua Lipa in there, because like more popular. Like I was, but it's like I was like, it's too dark, it's too serious. Like she's too much of like an artist. Like I don't want to like put songs that'll like make me like want to kill myself. Like actually, no, that was Phoebe Bridgers. Phoebe Bridgers, like she's like super hot girl dresses like a man and talks about killing yourself. I was like, nah, that's not it. So like this beach party you're talking about, I was like, I could get on board with that. Like we got to have all music, no Phoebe Bridgers, no Dua Lipa, no high class spaghetti like through like DoorDash. Like you have to like cans of SpaghettiOs, everybody wearing bright colored sweats, t-shirts, Nikes, hat. If you can pull off the sideways hat, do it. I can't, but if you can, that's awesome. And that's the revolution of the mind. It's letting go. It's letting go. When you get your ape, you'll get it. So buy an ape and you'll be retarded like me and you'll be able to be happy.
Yeah, it's still like, like you said, penguins, Luca, all fine, but sorry, at the end, okay, fun. Selling some plushies at Walmart for $10, and after 2 weeks, they were already in sale for $5, and actually, you find them for $1. We are still releasing, or we have released like corporations with Adidas, with Gucci, actually making Formula One. Yeah, and other stuff. Snoop Dogg is still running his ape and his cheetah for his products. Actually, big corporation with Skechers and everything. So it's still, you see, after years, and no one of these guys care what the floor of his ape is actually, or was, or will be. Yeah, they just talented to use the brand, the exposure you can create if you do it right, and you still can be successful over years with that.
I don't care about the floor. I don't care that my ape was worth $1.37 million and I didn't sell it. I don't care. I didn't count. I mean, I didn't count lately. I maybe have counted a couple times. I don't care that it's worth like, I could trade it for some chicken McNuggets now, but it doesn't matter because I love my ape and my ape loves me. It's a picture. It can't actually love me, but I feel like he loves me. If he could, he would. And plus, he's better than like all the other ape, like a lot of other. There's others. There's some people say the trippy apes are better, because they were like more money, the gold fur or whatever. But honestly, like my ape is like one of the douchiest ones in the space. Like out of all of them, like that's one of the most pretentious apes. He's probably the most obnoxious, and that's what I want. I'm like that's what I'm trying to put out there to spread this revolution of thought. Because, and you think I'm joking, but I'm not. Once you accept that, once I say the same thing about corporate America, they're like everything should be free and like everybody have their own like blah blah. Like, do you really want to go to a gym that is like in someone's garage, like some decentralized gym where they like give you liquid death because that's the only like corporate, and that's corporation, so they got that like
Bro, you know
but
that
or
they
do you want to go to
yo
Equinox?
nobody
Do you want to go to
nobody
Equinox where
realizes.
it's
Bro,
clean
hold
and
up, hold up, hold up.
beautiful?
You just said something. Nobody realizes that Liquid Death, they literally put curses on their labeling. Like they look up like medieval like fucking like voodoo weird shit. Like bro, like there's just like Dr. Bromers is putting like scripture in there. and like this company's like subtly, and it's like, oh, just buy it's I don't know, just liquid death.
But what
Holy
I
shit.
love about Liquid Death is like you get all dressed up and you get an Uber Black, and like you're usually like at an event, like you could be in like Boston or something for an event, and so you're paying for a fancy hotel room, you pay for the flight out there, you get all dressed up and you tell everybody, all right, there's going to be like this big party, and you go there and they give you water. Like I think that's amazing. Like you get to a party
Yeah,
and there's
but there's
open
got to
bar,
be
but
a,
they just have
a
water.
better way than like scripture from like the
No,
satanic
it's good though.
like the satanic Bible
It's
curse
healthy. They
around your
just give
water.
you water.
No,
Like
I'm not co-signing that. Um,
they care about you. They care about you by not giving you anything of any value. They're just like, we're going to give you water and it's going to be in a can and that's it. And like I love that. I can get on board with that. I don't like the satanic stuff. I'm a Christian, so I'm not into that. Jesus doesn't like that either. But I like the idea of selling nothing because it's awesome.
I mean, 9 times like back in 2004, 5. I worked with a company called Pods, portable oxygen device. We were literally selling oxygen bottles of it, and it's kind of crazy. But anything above like a 13% purity of oxygen is actually considered like medical, and like when you deliver higher oxygen to your blood, you heal faster. But we killed it in all the ski towns and ski chalets, but people aren't going to believe it. Eventually bottles of air are going to be legitimately sold and pushed down your throat. So yeah, I mean, like I get that. I wanted to cut down like a tiny little mini kind of roll of toilet paper and just market it as like like animals. Like I'm just saying, like usually the dumber the product and the more you break it down, the less it costs. People want to pay more just with the fancy label on it. 100%.
Well, the
But
alternative is being a moderately attractive, um, early 20s female. She's hot, and and like make yourself as ugly as possible and dress like a man and look sad and lay on the floor and go, oh, life sucks. And then like that's the other solution. That's Phoebe Bridgers, by the way. So like you can either do what I'm saying, this revolution, or you can go do that. Those are the two choices. There's no like in between. You can watch Netflix or Disney Channel. Disney Channel has like 200, there's 200 celebration of people of color. They're all super boring movies, but they're doing something good. They're doing something good. Or you can take a Vicodin and don't take a Vicodin. I'm just kidding about that. But just listen to Kesha, listen to Britney, and eat SpaghettiOs. Like those are the two choices. Those are the two choices. It's like Republican, Democrat. I'm not sure which one's which. Is the Republicans the SpaghettiOs or is the Democrats? I'm not sure, but it doesn't matter because there are only two choices. The world is binary. You either eat SpaghettiOs or you don't.
So is this the opinion for today, my brother? We come to about about almost 90 minutes of space. It was an honor to have you also. Let's come to a slowly end for today, and it showed today what we are able to do in Web3 and to have a free speech opinion. So each and everyone can have his own opinion to each and every topic. So it's an honor to have you guys up on stage and to talk about everything that's related to cryptocurrency, to Web3, to NFTs, and I mean to Hollywood. And we focus today, I would say, on the celebrity point and the point of what celebrities bring to the space. Because I mean, if we look back, we saw a lot of, I mean, a lot of. When I look into my in Sergeant's, I speak from the Sergeant point of view, into my timeline, I can see a lot of Jason Derulo content, who's trying to bring up his project, and I see a lot of Andrew Tate content and who's also trying to push the daddy coin. So, but without being polite in any kind of this direction, I would say it was a nice discussion for today. It was an honor to have you, and I guess we will figure out something in DMs to make this a comeback and to make another space happen with a specific team about it. Maybe David is able to bring Joe up on stage for us next time. So maybe, I don't know, Mika, maybe you have a celeb friend who owns an ape too, or wants to ape into the community or jump into Web3. So maybe you can bring him up too, and we can have a talk afterwards. And yeah, James, it was an honor to have you on stage too, to talk about your project, what you're doing. And don't forget, guys, people in the audience, don't forget to follow the speakers, to follow us, and to tune in for the next episode, and to listen and to tell your friends to listen to the recording afterwards. So it was an honor to have you all today. And if you want to have any last words, please, the stage is yours now.
If you guys don't follow me, I'm gonna kill myself.
No, just thank you for organizing that, for taking your time, the motivation to bring us all together up. That's also, like, not totally normal to engage. And like you said, maybe to my last words on celebrities, I think we have also Web3 celebrities. We don't should like forget. I just remember Trevor from the Pizza Ninjas, like Boredom AC, and like just funny
You
to
know,
see
it's
like
funny.
also
The
builders
two,
from other
like
spaces.
the two that you meant, 100%. Like Trevor, and that's what's crazy. Trevor actually, like, we troll with what's it called? It's fun. We troll with Joe's account, and people love it. And that's where, like, people got to get with the times and understand that these coins are like for the fans of those people, and the belief in that meta that they're pushing, right? And so, and in the celeb or the individual actually interacting with their platform, coming through and saying hi, hey, I appreciate you're holding one of my commemorative tokens, like, fucking, and it's always going to be based on demand of that asset, which pushes the price. So the price don't really matter. What matters is the meta, and we get away from like that ethos. And 1111 drilled into me. He's like, Dave, your memes are fucking shit, man. And it's because, just like, I have to unlearn the bad behaviors of like the current trends and kind of head back to the original meta if we want to get to those original all-time highs, baby. Let's go. Fucking appreciate you, Synergy. I fucking will definitely be back. And this crazy kooky ape's gonna be riding with me for a minute.
So thanks for the nice discussion. Thanks for the nice talks. And as you mentioned, the guys, please come in Sergeants or in our DMs, and we will figure out the next space with them and with you guys. And yeah, it was an honor to have you today. So we filled 90 minutes for now, and it was an honor. See you in the next episode. Have a nice evening, morning, or day, guys, no matter where you are in the world at the moment. And it was an honor to have you all. Thank you very much. Have a nice evening, day, or night.
Thank you, Sergeant.
Commitments on prudent public financial management, right? But at the end of the day, they are commitments. And it's really for the government to take ownership and implement those commitments. Gotcha. I mean, well said. I hear you. Just since you're talking papers, I did find a paper in Nigeria. It's called The Adjustment of Nigeria's Selected Macroeconomic Variables to the IMF Condition. This is a paper from 1986 till 2016. It's done by the University of Nnamdi University in Oka by Professor Amaka Chinelo and WC Okolo. Them did it. Look at their findings. IMF conditionality has no significant effect on GDP of Nigeria. IMF conditionality has no significant effect on gross capital formation, and the IMF has conditionality has no significant effect on national savings or national economy. So in effect,
Nigeria has only had 5 IMF programs. So,
but EMI thing, right? We do that policy support instrument thingy. Why? We run the economy. We're trying to increase VAT, remove subsidies. That's still in line with that whole PSI framework that IMF sort of puts.
yeah.
Okay. All right. I'm just making the point that in the end, they pay what they have on paper and then what Nigeria is practicing. Sometimes there's a divergence. And again, I think it's just because of the total gap in infrastructure. Because these guys, I don't, again, like I said at the very beginning, they don't assume that a country as big, as diverse, as rich as Nigeria would only move food by road, would only grow food by rainfall, and maybe, for instance, has no power supply that is powered by generators. They don't assume these things would be real, that Nigeria surely would have moved on and generated power. It's amazing. If you think about it, well, we live in Nigeria, we're used to it. But we run our power with generators. You have to leave Nigeria for a long period of time to understand that Nigeria is not a functional economy. You can't run an economy with generators. But in Nigeria, it's standard practice. Once a building is being built, generator bay, 4 giant generators for every institution, the presidency, NEPA, Ekeda distribution, everybody has a generator in Nigeria. Everybody. You can't run an economy.
Yes, that makes sense, but goes back to the point I made that IMF financing is to enable a country solve maladjustments in its balance of payments.
Alone. Oh, God.
Yes,
Well taken. Well taken, Kenneth.
that
Thank you.
is the only purpose of IMF financing.